Hello everyone, welcome back to my complete and updated Yelan guide. In this video, I'm going over each and everything you need to know about Yelan and making sure that this is the only guide that you need to watch if you want to build a Yelan. Let's get started. Yelan is a Hydro Bow character whose entire kit scales off of HP, and it makes attack completely useless. Her rules are quite similar to that of Xinqui if you have ever played him before. So if you need another Xinqui in the Abyss, Yelan would be the go-to character. Normal attack. She performs up to 4 consecutive strikes with the bow and deal physical damage. She has a special mechanic in her kit called the Breakthrough Barb. When your entire party is not in combat for 5 seconds, she will enter the breakthrough state. It is indicated by the glowing wristband on her right arm. When you use her charge attack, Yelan, when she is in the breakthrough state, she will fire a breakthrough barb. When on impact with the enemy or the ground, does a AoE hydro damage based off of Yelan's max HP. Although if you want higher damage from this breakthrough barb, you want to level up your normal attack. Elemental skill. It has a tap and hold version. On tap, Yelan will enter a state where her resistance to interruption would be increased drastically. And when you pass through enemies, you end up marking them. And when you exit this state, all the enemies that are marked will be hit with a single instance of hydro damage simultaneously and applies hydro to them. This also scales off of HP. The tap version will also do the same thing, except instead of running around in the elemental skill state, she will just dash forward, mark the enemy and deal damage. Although both variations are good, each of it has its own usage. The tap will save you time but can't mark multiple enemies and works in a single target situations when you're fighting against bosses, while the hold version will work on multiple target scenario and can help you mark more enemies. Although you gain resistance to interruptions when you're in the hold state, you can still take damage. If you're familiar with Fischl's burst, when she transforms into Oz and moves forward, that state and Yelan's elemental skill state are quite similar. This skill will generate 4 hydro particles when it ends and doesn't depend upon the number of enemies you tag. The whole duration for this skill is 3 seconds and you cannot stay in your elemental skill state for more than 3 seconds. The skill is on a 10-second cooldown. And the last thing that I wanted to mention about the elemental skill is that for each enemy that the lifeline marked or each enemy that you mark in your elemental skill state will give you a 34% chance to reset your breakthrough state. Okay, so the breakthrough state would be the breakthrough barb through which you fire that charge attack and deal AoE hydro damage. That will get a 34% chance per enemy that you have marked to reset. So marking multiple enemies might help you get the breakthrough state to fire the breakthrough barb once again. Elemental burst. A burst that costs 70 energy and which has a 15-second cooldown with 15-second duration with a 18-second cooldown and a 3-second downtime. This too scales off of HP. Her elemental burst and Xinqi's elemental burst are quite similar. On cast, it will initially do an instance of AoE hydro damage and summon a dice. This dice attacks alongside your active character when they normal attack. It fires up to 3 projectiles at a time. Her burst is the main source of damage and the main source of hydro application. Ascension 1 passive. Her Ascension 1 passive will give you more HP based on the number of elemental types in your party comps. Ascension 4 passive. It will increase the damage done by the active character every second. A 3.5% extra damage is gained every second. To a maximum of 50% damage can be gained this way. This passive will unlock the ability of Yelan to be a good support as well. For the talent priorities, you mainly want to go for your elemental burst, your elemental skill, and then normal attack. If you are a C0 to C5 gamer. If you have a C6 Yelan, the priority will change. If you have the C6 Yelan, you have to level up your normal attacks, your elemental burst, and then your elemental skill. If you are C0, leveling up your normal attack will help you do another instance of damage, that is the breakthrough barb damage. And if you don't care about this damage, you can just leave the normal attack at level 1. Yelan and Xinqui are quite similar characters, and it is common for the community to compare both of them. Although both characters have their roles to perform and none of them is superior over another, there are stuffs that Yelan can do which Xinqui cannot, and vice versa. When you talk about damage, Yelan is better than Xinqui. Okay? But when you talk about hydro application, Xinqui becomes better than Yelan. There are other things that Xinqui can do which Yelan can't. That is healing and giving resistance to interruption. Although the healing is a little bit, neglecting it is not a good idea. But on the other hand, since she can't be she can't give those heals, she can very well tank the attacks of the enemies because you're building tons of HP on her. Constellations. A C0 Yelan is enough for anyone and can be a great character. And getting constellations is not needed, it is a great improvement to her playstyle. C1. It gives you an extra charge of her elemental skill, solving her energy problems a little bit and giving you another instance of hydro application and hydro damage. C2. For every 1.8 seconds, when her burst does coordinative attacks alongside the active character, another arrow will be fired which scales off of 14% of Yelan's max HP. Like I said, her burst will shoot 3 arrows at one time. Another arrow will be fired every 1.8 seconds when you have her C2. Her elemental burst will be given a +3 levels with her C3. C4. She gives the entire party along with herself 10 more % HP for 25 seconds for each enemy she marks. Up to 40% HP can be gained this way. Okay, so this will provide you with a little bit of HP, like 40% at max and 10% at minimum for each enemy that you mark in your elemental skill. C5 will be a +3 levels for your elemental skill. C6. When you use your elemental burst and normal attack with her, each normal attack will fire a breakthrough barb. A total of 5 breakthrough barbs can be fired this way. Okay, so this state when she can fire up to 5 breakthrough barbs with her normal attack will last for 20 seconds, and within that 20 seconds you have to weave in 5 normal attacks for 5 breakthrough barbs to be fired. Artifacts. There are many questions regarding how to build her, like how much energy recharge does she need, as a main source of damage is her burst, and which set is better and which timepiece is better. Let's keep one thing in mind before that. Her entire kit scales off of HP. So any attack buffs from weapon passives, party members, and other sources is completely used. As for ER, going for a good 180 to 200% is a safe range. And if there is another character using the Favonius weapon and can funnel her particles, a good 140 to 160 energy recharge is good. As for the main stats, for the timepiece you can go for an energy recharge or HP percent. Energy recharge if you're not using an energy recharge weapon, okay? And HP percent if you just want more damage from her. As for the goblets, you want to run a hydro damage. And circlet, you can run both a crit and an HP percent. Just use what better substats you have on. As for the substats, you want to go for crit, HP percent, and energy recharge. Now, let us talk about the artifact sets that you need. There are mainly two artifact sets that you can run on her. One is being the 4-piece emblem and the other being the 4-piece noblesse. Yes, both of them will work just fine. Noblesse is for support Yelan. She will provide you with the attack buff from the 4-piece set. And emblem would be for her personal damage. If you haven't farmed any of the 4-piece sets, like 4-piece noblesse or emblem, you can go for a 2-piece mix and matching, okay? 2-piece Tennessee of the Millelith with 2-piece Emblem of Severed Fate with 2-piece Noblesse or 2-piece Heart of Death. Mix and match any of this as a stepping stone for your 4-piece sets. If you are like an early game player, there are 2 sets that you can run on her that are 4-star. The Exile and the Instructor. Exile will give you energy recharge and Instructor will give you the elemental mastery for UT. Weapons. Well, base attack and attack doesn't matter, correct? So looking for weapons that have HP percent, crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge is a good option. Talking about the 5-star, we have her best in slot, the Aqua Simulacra. It is tailor made for her and is her best in slot. If you have any other 5-star, like the Elegy of the End, it is a good option as it provides you with the energy recharge that you need for her. Its passive will give you elemental mastery and attack for the entire team. If you have Polar Star can also be a good option because of the passive that it has. It gives you the skill and burst damage bonus. Skyward Hop is a good option because of the crit rate that it provides. Thundering Pulse similarly, for the crit damage it provides. You can run that as well. Hunter's Path. Okay, it is a good option for the crit rate and the elemental damage bonus that it can provide you with. The 4-star options will include the Moon's Moon as it has a good passive, Favonius Warbow as it is free to play friendly, Stringless for the good passive, Fading Twilight for a free to play player, Sacrificial Bow if you want energy recharge and it can help you do another instance of her elemental skill at high refinement. If you want crit damage, you can go for the Black Cliff, although it is completely useless against fighting bosses. She also has a 3-star weapon, okay? That is the Recurve Bow. Although it has a low base attack, which doesn't matter, it has a very large amount of HP that Yelan can make use of. Rotations. Well, for a C0 Yelan, you just want to go from your elemental skill into your elemental burst. And for a C1 all the way till C5, you want to do 2 charges of your elemental skill and then go into your elemental burst. And for a C6 Yelan, you want to do 2 charges of your elemental skill into your elemental burst and then 5 normal attacks. Now for the recommended stats for Yelan, like I said, energy recharge will go from anywhere from 140 to 200. Okay, having that range is good. And for the HP, you want to go from anywhere from 25,000 to 40,000 HP. Okay. And for the crit ratio, a 1 to 2 crit ratio is a good option. Like 80 to 160, and anything above that is a good example. Team comps. You can run a solo Yelan in any comp where Xinqiu will fit into. And if you don't want to run a solo Yelan, you can pair Xinqiu along with Yelan to gain the Hydro Resonance, and you can do a little more damage with Yelan as well. One of the team comps where both of them are paired together will be a hyper carry comp where Hu Tao or Yoimiya is the hyper carry. So the comp will go like this: Hu Tao or Yoimiya paired with Yelan and Xinqiu, and the last slot will be a flex slot, which includes Zhongli, Diona for shielding, Bennett for the attack buff, and an animal shredder like Kazuha, maybe Sucrose. The other comp where you can fit both of them together will be a taser comp. The taser comp will include like Yelan, Xinqiu, an Electro, and an Anemo. The Electro character can be a off-field character like Yeimiko, Fischl, and Raiden, so on. The Anemo character, well, you can go for a Kazuha, Venti, Sucrose, Hazel if you don't have an on-field driver, and Wonder as well. Another comp where you can fit both of them together will be a Bloom comp, where Yelan and Xinqiu are paired along with a Dendro and another Dendro. Okay, for the Dendro characters, you can go for Tainari, Dendro Traveler, Nahida, Alhaitham. If you don't want to go like that, you can also build a Nilo Bloom team, where Nilo is paired with Yelan, Kokomi, and another Dendro character, which can be Alhaitham, Nahida, Dendro Traveler, and so on. You can run a Burgeon or a Hyper Bloom comp as well. Yelan is paired with Xinqiu and a Pyro or a Electro character depending upon the comp you're running, and then a Dendro character. The Pyro character can be like Xiangling, Thoma, and the Electro character will be a Raiden, Fischl, Miko, Cookie. You can run those characters. As for the Dendro character, you can go for Nahida, Dendro Traveler. So basically, she can fit in any comp where Xinqiu does, and does exactly the same thing that Xinqiu will do. Well, that's all for this guide. If you enjoyed and liked the Yelan guide, make sure to leave a comment down below, liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So each and every subscribe will count. And also, along with Yelan, I will also be posting a Hu Tao guide, so stay tuned for that as well. That's all for this video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.